Hello, Julia here with the Sport Manitoba Fitness Center. I am going to be guiding a 15-minute athletic recovery sequence. It's yoga inspired. There's some great correctives in there. And I hope you can join me. If not, feel free to save this and try it some other time. It's perfect to do right after a workout or maybe in between workouts on your active recovery day. So we will begin by finding a comfortable place on the mat or the carpet. I'm going to place our feet shoulder width apart, keeping our back flat on the mat, and focusing in on our breath. So I want you to place your left hand onto your chest and your right hand onto your belly. You're going to really focus on breathing both into the chest and then deep into the belly. So that full breath. Try breathing into your nose for 1, 2, 3, slight pause, exhale, 3, 2, belly to spine, 1, emptiness, belly breath in for 1, 2, feel the belly rise, 3, slight pause, exhale, 3, 2, relax your jaw, 1 more, breathing in for a count of 1, 2, full range, 3, slight pause, stay calm, exhale, 3, 2, 1. One more breath here on your own, and then using your core muscles, we'll slowly draw the knees in towards the chest. You can grab the outside of your knees. If you'd like to interlace your hands, that's great too. And then taking some movement, so maybe side to side. You can move front to back. Whatever feels good for you, a little release for that lower back. And then when you're ready, just slowly moving on to your left side into the fetal position. Just going to rest our head on our arm and continuing with that deep breath. So trying to breathe into the back of the body. See if you can feel the back of your ribs expand. We're still taking those deep belly breaths, staying calm. One last breath. And then as you exhale, whenever you're ready, just slowly coming onto all fours into a tabletop position, setting up for some cat-cow, so extension and flexion of the spine. We'll start with our feet. Curl our toes, lift our tailbone, lift our breastbone, and then lift our head, but without throwing it back. From here, exhale, pressing the feet down a lot, pull the ribs up, push into the mat, relax the neck, and then moving with your own breath. So inhale, curling toes, lifting tailbone, lifting chest, slight gaze forwards, exhale, pressing the feet a lot, pulling the ribs up, separating those blades. Try to add that breath, so it's an inhale for extension, and then that whole exhale, press, separate a lot. Just holding here for 1 deep breath, and then coming back to neutral and taking a child's pose. So big toes touch, sitting towards your heels, reach our arms forward, stretching our lats and resting our head completely. If you cannot reach the mat, you can also stack your fists to rest your head or stack your hands. This just helps to relax the neck, shoulders, jaw. Coming back to that breath. When you exhale, see if you can sit back just a little more. And then we'll slowly come up, turning sideways on the mat or grabbing a couple pillows for your knees. You can also fold your mat, setting up for frog pose. So for this pose, we want our knees to be nice and wide, maybe a little uncomfortably wide. The feet are flexed, ankles in line with our knees. We're going to take a few rocks here. So inhaling forwards onto your forearms. Exhale, push your hips back. Find your full range. Breathe in. Pull forwards, breathe out, pull back, and then stay back and find a comfortable place into frog pose. So you can rest your head again on stacked fists or stacked hands, and keep the ribs up, continuing with your belly breath. If you're lying with your head on your hands, you can turn your head in the other direction. So just a few more breaths. With this type of yoga inspired sequence, we won't hold the poses quite as long as traditional yoga. So just coming up onto your hands so you can put your body weight in your hands and very safely and slowly bring your knees together. I'm going to take a little bit of release from that deep stretch. So extend your leg first, maybe some hip circles if that feels good for you. Just focusing on that hip joint that we just opened. And try to keep the arms nice and strong and still. A little release for that hip. We'll move into the Kickstand Stretch. So same idea. We'll find our position first and then we'll take a couple rocks. So exhaling back and then inhale, pull yourself forwards. Exhale back, inhale forwards. Taking one more. And then sitting back towards the heel and resting that head. If you want, you can come onto your forearms and just relax your neck, head. Just feeling that stretch into the inner thigh, groin, adductors. Just going to continue with our deep breaths. So that way we can have a little bit of recovery and then release. Switching sides. So extending your other leg and then taking a little bit of movement. Your back foot, so kneeling foot, that toe is curled. You're stretching the arches of your feet as well. And then after your rocks, you can choose to come on down to the forearms or all the way down onto stack fists. Wherever you're at, just relax your head, relax your neck. Taking those deep breaths. Again, focusing on those inner thighs, adductors. If you want to exhale out through the mouth to relax the jaw, that sometimes helps too. And then to come out safe, and just come up onto our hands. An option to grab some water. So this next part of the sequence will be on our back on our mat. If you do have a yoga strap or belt, just bring that nice and close by so you can reach that once you're lying down. So from here, bring your legs together and very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, I want you to use your core and slowly lower to the mat. Once you're at the mat, find a comfortable place and then go ahead and bring both knees in towards your chest. You can take a gentle rock, side to side, front to back, whatever feels good for you. And then we'll move into single leg hip compression. So bringing your knee out, up, and then back in towards the ribs. Just squeeze and compress those digestive organs. This is option one. Active with the arms. Continuing with that deep breath. And then from here, we'll move into that hamstring stretch. So you can place your hands behind your hamstring or maybe a progression up onto the calf. If you do have a strap, you can place it around the ball of the foot. We make a triangle shape with our strap. So you can rest your elbows on the ground. We're still very active with our foot. So we're flexing our foot. We're taking those deep breaths. Progression to extend that left leg, open that tight left hip flexor. So both toes are flexed. We're just breathing deep, focusing on that tight hamstring, also that hip. And then from there, without the strap, let's move into a nice lying rotation so we can get into that IT bend low back. So again, moving to your range. You can use your hand for support under the knee or over top. Find your natural range and then reaching that right arm will open that chest. And I want you to think of breathing into your chest. So there should be a lot of movement on the inhale. And then when you exhale, drawing that belly in. And using your strong arm to slowly lift your leg back up. We'll reset a little hug, a little rock. And we'll get the other side. So lowering the right foot to the mat, interlace your hands on your left shin bone out, up and in, and then squeeze. So we're active with the arms. We want the blood to rush and nourish the joint once we release. Continuing with that deep breath. And then on that exhale, go ahead and extend that leg. So you have the option to interlace your hands on your hamstring or coming high up onto your shin. If you use the strap the first time, try it on this side. So relaxing the elbows on the ground. Active with the foot. So we're flexing our foot, toes towards the shin. Option to extend the other leg, open that hip flexor. Continuing with our breath and staying active. One last breath, and then releasing the strap, moving into our side lying rotation. So we get that great spinal twist. You can place your hand on the top of the knee or below, and then reaching that left arm about 45 degrees with the palms up, opening tight chest. Inhale into the chest, and then exhale. Draw the belly in. So we're just naturally wringing out our spine here with our breath. Like all stretches, one side might be a little tighter than the other, and that's okay. Just assess where you're at today, and each time you try this sequence, see if there's improvement. So using your strong arms, bring your legs back together slowly, and then a little rock. Side to side, front to back, whatever feels good for you. I'm going to do a couple circles here just to massage the sacrum, placing your hands on the outside of the knees. We'll take a full circle once in each direction, and then slowly lowering your feet to the mat. So you want the big toes to touch in reclined butterfly. Soles of the feet will come together, knees open. And then go ahead and place both hands on your belly. So we're going to come back to that belly breath where we first started. Try breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Slight pause. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Belly breath in. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. And from here, we're going to end in a little Shavasana. So just straightening your legs towards the corners of the room, and then your arms about a foot away from the body. Continuing with that breath, closing your eyes. Just allowing the blood to pump, flow, receive all the benefits from this routine. Also helps to remove cortisol from the body, so that stress hormone. It can help you with sleep as well, especially that last reclined butterfly pose. And when we breathe into the belly, we stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, so a little more relaxation for today. A few more deep breaths here. And then wiggling your fingers and toes. We're going to come into a full body stretch while we're down here. So legs together, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, relax. One more, inhale, up, reach, point your toes, stretch your spine. Exhale, relax. And nice and slowly, we'll roll back onto our left side into the fetal position. Find a comfortable place to rest your head. Breathing once again into the back of the body, so feeling the ribs expand. Just notice how your breathing feels now at the end of our session. One deep breath, and then very slowly press yourself up. We're going to find a nice, comfortable seated position. So either crossing your legs, maybe legs out in front, nice and even on our sits bones. And then taking a few final deep breaths into the nose. If you'd like, you can relax and exhale out through your mouth. One last deep breath here, and then opening your eyes, hands together. Namaste.